Trigger point here, he tagged me. Half the time I don't get these notifications, but the other half of the time they actually go to my phone. If I retweet something of yours on Twitter, it's because I actually got a notification on my phone about it, so clap clap for notifications. But he tagged me in this, and it's Pirate Nation over here. Alright, he first tweeted out, Blackrock drops DEI goals, citing US policy shift. And then he shows a little sentence here that says, additionally, Blackrock announced that its existing DEI staff would merge into a talent and culture team. And see, this is the kind of thing where Robbie Starbuck would post another meme about him being responsible for killing DEI at a company, saying, look, guys, we did it. We're winning. DEI's going away. This is like Robbie Starbuck moment right here. So I'm glad Pirate Nation fucking pointed out that, hey, that sentence is a little fucking weird here. That sentence, doesn't sound normal. Doesn't sound real. Asset manager vows to avoid groupthink. Fuck off, pop-up. Blackrock, the world's largest asset manager, announced in a Friday memo that it dropped its diversity, equity, and inclusion goals, citing a shift in policy under President Donald Trump. A company-wide email from senior executive CEO Larry Fink, President Robert Capito, and Global Head of Human Resources Caroline Heller noted significant changes to the U.S. legal and policy environment related to diversity, equity, and inclusion that applies to many companies, including Blackrock. And if anyone is fucking dumb enough to believe that Larry Fink now is the time to force behaviors, is going to about face on his DEI and ESG efforts, man, do I have some air conditioning to sell you in the Arctic, man, because holy fuck. These values have been fundamental. BlackRock stated that as a result, it would conduct an ongoing review of its global practices and announced several changes today. The company explained that it would not renew its aspirational workforce representation targets, dropping requirements for hiring managers to interview a diverse pool of candidates. Additionally, BlackRock announced that its existing DEI staff would merge into a talent and culture team. And again, I've been saying this for over a year now. I found out about Bridge in end of 2023. I started consistently posting about them immediately in January 24. They have been doing this for years. They were set up in, I think, 2022 is when Cheryl Dijja incorporated. I just got some really fucking fun information that I can't say about them yet, but holy fuck, I am so excited. But again, we've known that they've been doing this for years. We know that they're going underground. We know that they're changing the languages. I haven't been able to play meetings for you guys, but there was that one stream where I did say quotes from them. I know it's a huge just trust me bro chat. Just trust me that this is stuff Cheryl Dijja and the people in the meeting said, and I'm not just making it up because I can't play it, right? But they literally said the language doesn't matter. You change the language to whatever feels beneficial to your company. You change the language to whatever you have to do to still get the work done and not be impeded by the current legal landscape. This is their plan. This has been their plan. And so when BlackRock comes out and they say, oh, we're getting rid of our DEI staff, we're getting a talent and culture team, their plan has been to get rid of DEI staff since the beginning. Once they hire enough of these people, and once they don't need a DEI team to be working on it, those DEI team members are going to be dispersed throughout the company in other positions, and it's going to just become part of everyone's everyday job. Again, this is not just a moral imperative to these people. This is part of changing the culture and keeping these companies accountable. Our employee networks, which are open to all employees and to which over 90% of employees belong, will continue to serve as important resources for our colleagues. And again, these employee networks are employee resource groups. I don't know about their percentages. I don't know exactly how BlackRock does their ERGs. But again, we've already talked about last year how even Sherm has stated we need to make it seem like we are involving white people and white men in these things. We've been adversarial to them for too long, and we need to give some grace because we need them to continue transforming culture. The Sherm video is on my channel. They said this in June last year. For those of you who don't know Sherm is, I can't remember acronyms because I'm fucking retarded, but it's like the HR organization that basically informs all of the HRs on what the plan is that they're doing.
But we do need to rethink it in 21st century terms. At SHRM, for example, we now refer to inclusion and diversity. We're going to keep it simple. Yes, we're going to always focus on D, but we're going to lead with inclusion, because we need a world where inclusion is front and center. And that means inclusion for all, not some people. Everyone has a right to feel that they belong in the workplace and that they are included. Now, if we think the game that we played over 30 years, which is to make some people feel badly about what they have done or their ancestors have done or whatever, if you think that's going to solve a problem, it didn't work over 30 years.
Look, guys, for the last 30 years, we've been telling white people, and especially white men, that, hey, you guys are the harbingers of a bad juju. You guys are the reason for all the ills in the world. We can't be dealing with you white demons. And that didn't really endear them to our ideology. So what we need to do now is sort of quell the fire. We gotta try and propagandize these white people that we have demonized. We're not gonna stop demonizing them, but maybe change the language a little bit so that they feel like they're safe with you, that they can help push our propaganda too. Society of Human Resource Management. Thank you for the sherming, Azehara. And Binary Mind and Rare Mantis. I see a bunch of you said it. I'm really fucking bad at acronyms, dude. Really fucking bad. The memo stated, last year we welcomed more than 3,000 new colleagues and we're adding many more in 2025. Our connected and inclusive culture is imperative to achieving our commercial objectives and delivering performance for our clients. In a 2021 letter to shareholders, Fink previously vowed to embed DEI in everything we do. And this is exactly what they're continuing to do. What else would removing existing DEI staff and merging them into a new talent and culture team mean? It means that they are embedding the DEI into everything they're doing. Their DEI staff is no longer needed as a visible DEI team. It feels so frustrating to have been talking about this for so long. As like I'm sure as like other places pick it up, I'm not going to get credited for it, and I feel like it's not egotistical, but I should be kind of fucking, yeah, give me credit for this bullshit, because I've been the one talking about it. In 2020, the asset manager established a goal to boost U.S. Black and Latino employees by 30% and double the leadership numbers of those individuals by 2024. It has since abandoned these goals. The company's 2023 annual report previously disclosed the percentage of its U.S.-based employees who identified as Black and Latino. It also provided a breakdown of gender demographics. However, BlackRock's latest 2024 report did not disclose these stats. In the latest bridge meeting that I attended, it wasn't Cheryl Dijah. I don't think it was the McCormick man. I can't remember who said it. But there was somebody in the meeting who mentioned that the best thing that companies can do to avoid public scrutiny is to stop having their diversity statistics announced publicly. And because a lot of people do read these public annual reports from companies, people will think that because those statistics are no longer there, that the DEI work has actually been closed and they don't have to worry about it anymore. This has been their plan. Despite committing to ditching DEI-related practices, BlackRock reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining a diverse workforce and avoiding groupthink. The memo read, "We're committed to creating a culture that welcomes diverse people and perspectives to foster creative solutions and avoid groupthink. These values have been fundamental to our One BlackRock culture since our founding 37 years ago. BlackRock has also been gradually retweeting from woke practices, including environmental, social, and governance objectives." Absolutely fucking not. The company exited the United Nations-sponsored Net Zero Asset Managers Coalition earlier this year. The ESG and DEI nonsense is literally Larry Fink's baby. There is zero chance he is aborting his baby. Avoiding groupthink by embracing literal propagandist groupthink to the point of dogma? Yeah, but they're changing culture for the better, don't you guys know? They're on the right side of history. They're the good guys. This reminds you, in the NOAA documents, when they talked about the total operationalization, they would talk about transitionary teams who would be from DE&I programs planted into the transition company culture to DE&I. Yeah. This is why, like, that one Cheryl Dijah clip I tried to play absolutely everywhere. Like, any other streamer that had me on, like, I don't think I played it on FNT, but, like, side scrollers, I put it all over Twitter. I would reply to people with it. Cheryl Dijah talking about operationalizing DEI as a business practice. And, like, that might just sound like fucking commie gobbledygook to most people, like just random fucking corpo speak, but it's like that should have been taken seriously. Other corporations, including Goldman Sachs Group Inc., Citigroup, McDonald's, Ford, and Walmart, have likewise recently walked back their DEI objectives following Trump's directive to investigate such programs for potential civil rights violations. 2 comments. They aren't fooling anyone, they're just renaming DEI and trying to hide it, kind of like Bridge 1984. Concerned Citizen 1776! I love this guy. Check out this guy. He's a fucking Fox enjoyer. Ironic since Blackrock foisted this policy on us in the beginning. It's not ironic. It's not ironic. They're not getting rid of it. Based concerned citizen. Based lover of freedom. He's our guy. He's our guy, dude. That's crazy. And like I mentioned earlier, fucking based savvy here. She said, do not believe the Blackrock snakes. They'll rebrand it. This is Fink's baby. He pushed the investor score of ESG. He bullied companies into compliance. Blackrock was recently named in a lawsuit by the Texas AG and 11 others, and it alleges Blackrock manipulated data, bullied energy companies into complying with carbon emission goals to meet bogus ESG standards, and it artificially inflated energy prices. And this is the real reason that Blackrock pulled out of the net zero thing. Do not believe them until ESG is truly deleted. They will be sneaky, they'll still push this bullshit under new language, and they will make sure it is baked into positions. Fink would sooner burn the world than shift his plans. And I 100% agree with her. 100% agree. What is she quote retweeting here that I didn't read Grum's? Grum said, Blackrock drops DEI under Trump's new guidelines. This is monumental. Blackrock was the biggest pusher of DEI in 2020 and 2021, putting immense pressure in games companies to adopt DEI to qualify for favorable funding. Yes, there is still language in there that leaves room for it, but this is PR speak. Still stay vigilant. And of course, the #1 controlled opposition, Robbie Starbuck, is agreeing. Grum said, progress. They publicly won't do DEI now or virtue signal about it, but underneath there will still be some implementation. Driven underground, but not totally extinguished. If that was the plan the entire time, this is not a victory to celebrate. And I called Grums out for this last time as well on Twitter, and he said, like, we agree on the same principle, but disagree on, like, the temperament of where it's headed or whatever. I can't remember exactly how he phrased it. But it's like he's doing the same thing here again. This isn't a win. These are the people who are perpetuating this. Why would you think the final boss, when he goes to change form, is actually just going away? This is just like a fucking phase shift, man. It's not like we didn't do anything here. They're not getting rid of DEI. This isn't PR speak in the way that he thinks it is. It's PR speak for them to continue doing the work in an insidious way. An insidious way that I've been calling out for over a year. All of this information is available. I had some fucking weird-ass checkmark review the other day because I guess I got mass reported or something. So I lost my checkmark for like a little over 24 hours. I hope my draft for my article is still saved because I couldn't access it today. Because since I just got my checkmark back, Twitter still thinks I don't have it. So I can't access the premium features that I should be. And so I can't see if my draft for my article is still there because I was trying to aggregate all of the bridge information into like one big long thing instead of a hard to read tweet. So hopefully I can finish that soon because I can't access it. And if my draft is gone, I'm gonna have a fucking meltdown. I'm gonna, as the kids say, I'm gonna crash out, broy. And they've been doing a ton of mass reporting as of late. Yeah, it's obnoxious. You wonder what got me mass reported? I don't know. People are angry at me over shit on Twitter all the time. They're just like, there's a fucking Fox is a Nazi. This fucking Fox is a controlled opposition Jew. There's fucking Fox is a racist. Like, I don't know what they're mad at me for now. They're just fucking... So even if you're a premium subscriber, you lose access to that stuff? Yeah. If your checkmark goes under review because you've been mass reported, you lose access to all premium features and your checkmark disappears for like a couple of days. 4 days at max is what they claim. And then when you get your checkmark back, you still don't have access to all of the premium features. You just have to wait for them to realize that you're premium again. It's really fucked, dude. You should be allowed to know who reported you. I wish you could. I would love to know. I would love to. Let's go team false light deceivers. I really wish, again, like, these people with these platforms would report correctly, right? Because, like, Grums is significantly larger than I am. He'd be able to get the information out so much better. And, like, he makes tweets all the time saying about, like, oh, Kirsche called this out and she's been correct. Like, he's done, like, 3 or 4 of those. So it's not like he doesn't know. And so it's frustrating to see stuff like this. It's frustrating. Makes me sad. And then, Smash JT also did this. Smasher's early access. DEI is about to finally or officially die. This is huge news. Blackrock emails entire company with massive DEI reversal. Video game industry braces for impact. And he said, now open to all. So I guess maybe I can click on this one here. Maybe it wasn't available earlier, but I can click on it now. You agree with me, but to play devil's advocate, we know they're lying to someone. The question is who you think they're lying to. We know they're lying to us. Grums and the others think they're lying to their religious adherents to not lose them as customers. I've literally been sitting in their meetings for months. And I've told everyone on Twitter, I've told Grums exactly what I've been sitting in on. If they want me to send them the meetings, they can ask for it. I've sent Grums all of the information that I had up to a certain point when he asked for it. Like, I'm not gatekeeping information. If people ask, I give it. I can't just post everything on Twitter because I can't upload certain files. And some things I'm not sure about the legality of being able to show publicly because I'm not a real journalist, man. I'm just a fucking Fox woman who found out about soup. How do I get into the meetings? Very easily. You just sign up for them and they give you the room code and then you sit in them. The problem with Grums and Smash is all the other influencers is that they jump on headlines and rush to be the earliest to break the news. Literally can't be any earlier than reporting on Bridge at the moment, because it's like, you know, why are you at Soup? Soup is the reason I'm like the Bridge knowledge person. Like it was a complete accident. I fell into this and now I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure people have the correct information because nobody else is talking about it. Whoever made the real journalist dichotomy needs to be beaten with a shipping unit's worth of shoes. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Oh my god. Blackrock emails entire company with massive DEI reversal. Video game industry braces for impact. For years, Blackrock has stood as one of, if not the most powerful proponents of diversity, equity, and inclusion policies across the corporate world, influencing not just finance, but also industries like entertainment and gaming through its subtle investments and shareholder influences. But no, not anymore. Blackrock has announced their plan on stepping away from DEI commitments via a company-wide email sent out to all employees. The tides are shifting. The gaming industry should take note immediately, because a massive change is coming. I have some really fucking bad news for you. There is no massive change coming. Like, the companies that are being as defiant as someone like Costco, where they're like, yeah, we're not even going to try to go underground, we're going to keep doing this publicly, they're leaving themselves open to legal threats. And Bridge is sending out newsletters and sending out information on how companies can avoid being targeted by the lawsuits, on how to get around these things. We talked about an article on stream that basically gave a step-by-step of what these companies can do because they're in the private sector. And since they're in the private sector, they have no need to adhere to any of the executive orders that were passed. If they're receiving federal funds, they were also told different ways that they can skirt around that, still get their funding, and not be accused or at like risk of lawsuit for the DEI work that they're continuing to do. The Target lawsuit might provide some momentum to go after these types of policies. I fucking hope so. I've had Target tabs open for ages, but I haven't even been able to get to them. There's one where, like, the daughters of, like, the owners of Target have been complaining because they want, like, more of the DEI stuff to be public, while the, like, people running the company were trying to move it more underground, like Bridge has been instructing. It's easy. Don't buy new video games. Bankrupt the market. BlackRock senior leadership sent out a company-wide email on Friday morning explaining its shift away from DEI policies it previously advocated for as corporations across the country continue to drop DEI. Again, this is not what's happening. You could use literally all of the information that I have that's public. It discusses the actual contents of the email that was sent out. Also, when I say my information that is public, I don't mean like me writing articles, right? I'm not writing an article and saying, oh yeah, just trust me, bro, this is happening. I read and I listen to what they're saying. So when I say my information, it's really the information coming directly from Bridge without my input. Like, I'm not asking you to like read articles I've read or like even listen to my streams, right? Like you don't even have to listen to me fucking yap. Just like take my articles, take my meetings, take my videos, their videos that I have. That is the information, like direct information, irrefutable, factual, tangible evidence of what I am speaking about. Basically, there's a reason none of the studios do any of the DEI stuff in the games. Why would they take all the poison and make us take, after all? Oh, I think I read part of a conversation. Maybe they still think that they're just some weird people and not something that is a cultural pillar. You don't know what they're doing. I don't know either. And again, like, I understand the need to celebrate victories and the need to, like, keep morale up, but this isn't that. These aren't victories. Like, this was part of what they were planning to do. This isn't like, oh yeah, we noticed too much and we drove them underground. Hell yeah! The plan was always to dismantle the DEI public policies, the DEI groups, and disperse them throughout the company so they're less noticeable in general. If that was always the plan, we had nothing to do with it. They weren't terrified of us. They're terrified of the lawsuits now, for sure. That's definitely hard-hitting. That's definitely something to point to, right? But they're not, like, we didn't cause that to happen. Got tired of being pandered to in video games a decade ago. The legality stuff, if I tried contacting O'Keefe Media Group, they could probably consult you about it. I have. I did try contacting them. You could also send in anonymously one of the bridge meetings. You bet O'Keefe would jump on it, as the Trump admin are hounding after stamping out DEI or even Doge. I tried contacting Daily Wire, and I think I even sent... I can't remember if I actually sent an email to Michael Knowles, I think is his name. I can't remember if I sent him an email or not, because I intended to, and I might have sent it, or I might have forgot. I can't remember. But again, I had a political organization reach out to me, and they have been fan-fucking-tastic so far. And they're going to be doing a big, like, expose thing on Bridge. And since they know what they're doing, I don't have to worry about the legality of getting the Bridge meeting recordings out there, because they'll be able to do it correctly. Great news to hear. I'm so fucking happy. I am so fucking happy. And this is like, you know, I don't trust political organizations, you know, have the healthy skepticism, right? But if they're willing to put out the information that I've done on Bridge and they're not being anime racist about it on top of that, I'm more than happy to work with them. Speaking of Ben Shapiro, did I see his Derek Chauvin thing? I did not. Truly the Alex Jones of VTubers. Maybe Alex Jones will fucking talk to me. Oh god, where did we leave off? It discusses the actual contents of the email that was sent out. Delivering for clients requires attracting the best people from across the world. The email came directly from Blackrock CEO Larry Fink to all employees Friday morning in a letter also signed by the asset management giants, President Robert Capito and Global Head of Human Resources Caroline Heller. This falls in line with President Trump's moves to get DEI out of business. I feel like we read that like line for line earlier. Though in the same breath, while they state that they're changing policies regarding DEI, I wouldn't be too excited, as in the same breath they state what sounds almost like a bridge statement. Hell yeah! Fuck! Hell yeah! He mentioned it! Thank God! Fucking bless this dude! We're committed to creating a culture that welcomes diverse people and perspectives to foster creative solutions and avoid groupthink. These values have been fundamental to our One Blackrock culture since our founding 37 years ago. The email goes on to discuss making significant changes to the U.S. legal and policy environment related to diversity, equity, and inclusion that apply to many companies, including Blackrock. In light of this, we're conducting an ongoing review of our global practices and announcing several changes today. Our employee networks, which are open to all employees and to which over 90% of employees belong, will continue to serve as important resources for our colleagues. Hell yeah. I'm so glad he mentioned it. I'm so glad. That's actually insane. Is this a video on it? It's like Halo Studios, a Microsoft bridge too far. That was 4 months ago. I remember this. I remember this video. I remember when he talked about it. Oh, thank fuck. I just feel like, you know, I don't think a massive change is coming, but I am glad he did point out that it sounds like bridge language and people can go and see what bridge is. Holy crap. I've fucking, you know, as an anime woman, I would give this man head pets. What's Bridge? I have a million videos on it, man, but TLDR, Bridge is an organization that is spearheading how private sector corporations are going to be dealing with DEI. They're not just a consultancy company, and they're not merely a changing of the language of DEI. They are the initiative that is like helping to fund and also being funded by these companies that are working with them to embed DEI in each of the companies. And like the scary thing about Bridge is like you don't have to be part of their organization. Like, hold on, I can't type and talk. You don't have to be part of their organization to be doing what the bridge language instructs, but there are plenty of companies that are working directly with them. And I don't think Microsoft is listed on here anywhere, but Cheryl Dija has been at Microsoft, like, panels. Like, Kane's Lion is a big one that I talked about last year. And she is also recently getting in contact with people at, like, McCormick. There was the head of HR from McCormick in the last bridge meeting. I would love to go to their May retreat, but I wouldn't know how to do it, right? Like, I don't know if I'd be able to fit in with, like, these kinds of people to be an undercover journalist kind of thing. I would love to, but I don't know if I can. But again, like, Campbell's the fucking soup! These are all the companies that are working directly with them. And it's just gotten insane. And I feel so much fucking relief that Smash mentioned them in his article. So much fucking relief, dude. Thank you, Smash. Thank you, Smash, for fucking remembering the bridge. And Kirsche screeched 3,936 times. Surprised you had to follow a VTuber for real news on this platform, but here we are. I mean, again, this wasn't my forte. I'm just like some fucking retard playing video games online and talking about normal news, but I fell into the soup hole, and since I'm the only one talking about it, I feel like it's my responsibility. No soup for you. Destroying the bridge. We're destroying the bridge. We're destroying the bridge, man. Let me give you this link in chat in case anybody wants to fucking have the article themselves. That is a long fucking link! Holy shit! How many factions are there in DEI? If Bridge is the spearhead operation, what other major groups are there that want to have this sort of control? Is there friction? No, not that I know of. There's like 1,000,001 consultancy groups, much like Sweet Baby Inc. is just part of the Hydra. But if Blackrock is like the big boss man controlling everything with funding, Bridge is like the mini boss kind of thing, where like all of the corporations come together and collaborate on how they're going to do what the big boss wants them to. The CCP won't let Bridge die easily. If it does die, it'll come back as another head of a Hydra. Eternal vigilance. Yes. Yes, I'll be looking into Bridge's funding, because that was something I couldn't find good info on publicly. So I'll be looking into that soon as well, which is... Ooh, that's wonderful, man. That's wonderful. And I wanted to bring this up as well, because I know I'm going to struggle with it once people actually start talking about Bridge nonsense. James O'Keefe here saying, we dropped hidden camera footage 2 weeks ago proving the LA mayor's office knew the wildfires were coming. Now the LA Times suddenly discovers this info without mentioning us. We even reached out to the LA Times for coverage. Journalists have a duty to report news when it's worthy, not just when it fits a narrative. Do your job. This is kind of where I feel, right? Because like I know if I start making tweets about like, oh, this article claims that they discovered all this bridge shit, but that was actually me, I'm probably going to be called egotistical, and I'm probably going to feel a little bit like, yeah, maybe that's being egotistical, and I'm going to feel guilty. But it's also like, I was the only one doing work on this for over a year. And so I feel like I should be able to do something like Mr. O'Keefe here is doing, you know? Bridge's funding is not public. You've looked quite a lot. Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to have to get help with that. But don't worry, it's coming. I'm gonna be real, you're trans and you even want the bridge gone, it hurts us all in the long run. I mean, yeah, especially if you're someone that they're like using the identity of to try and pretend that they're doing something good. Like, that should make you angry. Get the credit, woman. Bridge is trying to emulsify it. Yeah, there's no shame in responding to a breaking news post with a link of one of yours from a year earlier. Yeah, I did that to one talking about fucking
no, I don't
Thomson
want
Reuters.
My spices to have pronouns.
True. That's what I said. Like, when I got into that bridge meeting and the McCormick guy introduced himself, I was like, fuck, man. Like, 90% of my spices are from McCormick, man. Like, how could you do this to me, man? Can you post the website I had up about 5 minutes ago with the list of companies that support Bridge and work for them? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 1 second here. It's a simple website. It's just wearebridge.com. Bridge.com. I'll post it anyways. Very, very simple, easy website to go to. I know some people have posted like the other Bridge website, but again, I don't know if the prior Bridge with the like weird acronym is I guess I'll show it. A social impact bridge. So like when I first started talking about Bridge, other content creators that were informed of it or I tried to reach out to, they would bring up this website and like hand wave it as like, oh, Bridge is just nonsense, right? Like it has nothing to do with anything. It's just a changing of the DEI terminology. I can't find it anymore because this is like Social Impact's like basic website. Hold on, because they had one that was literally called Bridge, Impact Bridge Benito. Where is it? Where is it? 404. Oh. Interesting. KB, do you have the archive of the Social Impact Bridge website? Because, chat, when I click on this, they have a Bridge one-pager, and this is the benchmarking, race, inclusion, and diversity. So this looks like the previous Bridge. But when I click on it, it's 404 not found. Thank you, KB. Thank you, KB. Yeah, this was the initial Bridge website. Connecting evidence to equity and inclusion practices. What is Bridge? Bridge 2.0, Bridge 1.0, blah, 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 blah. They explain what Bridge is. I thought it was weird because their Bridge 2.0 initiative was launched in June 2023. And this is also when Cheryl Dija's Bridge launched their initiative. So, like, I made a leap of, like, these could be connected, but I do not have any, like, firm evidence to actually connect this Bridge with Cheryl Dija's. It could just be a coincidence that they were both called Bridge. You weren't much able to find Bridge a week ago or so, and it was much easier to find the new Bridge website than it was months ago. Yeah, it's much easier to find Cheryl Dija's Bridge now, and I guess this page is 404. Look, the USAID logo. Oh my god, you're right. It does have the fucking USAID logo. Holy shit! Oh my god, it's a good thing I fucking brought this up. God damn. Oh my god. Oh no, USA. That's crazy. But again, I do not have any, like, proof that this Bridge is connected to Cheryl Dija's. This was like the one inference that I made when I first started looking into all of this, is because the timing of their Bridge 2.0 and Cheryl Dija's Bridge lined up. And so I was just like, okay, well, clearly they're connected, but I do not have proof of that. But USAID was apparently funding this Bridge, and since Cheryl Dija's Bridge's funding is not public information, I guess I'll have to find out if Cheryl Dija's Bridge is also getting USAID funding. What a shock! You're beginning to think the final boss may be Bridge, but USAID is the main supply. No, Blackrock and, like, Vanguard are definitely the final bosses, but Bridge is, like, the overhead of all of the other, like, consultancies and other initiatives. Everything is basically being informed by what Bridge does. And that's very obvious, again, by, like, the SHRM meeting back in last year in the summer. Kirsche is the final boss. We're playing defense now. If it's getting USAID, you believe it would have to be public? I have no idea. And I mean, maybe their funding from USAID ended, and that's why this page 404'd. I have no idea. I have no idea. Scroll down further. Click here for the Bridge 1.0, raised awareness, Bridge 1.0 partners. These are partners. Like, this is stuff that I looked at in January of last year. But, like, January last year, I didn't know anything about USAID, so this didn't even like trigger my brain cells back then. Sick the Doge on them. I've tagged Elon Musk and the Doge account in several of my Bridge posts, but I am merely a tiny account. I know Grums has gotten Elon to, like, retweet his stuff before, so I kind of hope maybe Elon will notice it eventually, because this kind of stuff is going to be very hard to root out of the private sector.